Today, I want to craft the rarest armor in Minecraft. But what is the rarest armor anyway? Out of the 6 material options we have to craft armor, only one can be crafted. And you probably thought netherite armor is the rarest, but in reality it's very popular. You can come to this conclusion just by seeing other players on this server. I haven't seen anyone wearing different armor, so it's because of these two things that I've come to the conclusion that chainmail armor is the rarest. But we can make this armor even rarer than it already is. That's why, to complete this whole adventure, I need to complete 6 more missions, with 5 of them just to make the armor even rarer. And our 6th goal is to build a super secure base to protect this item from being stolen. Since you can't craft chainmail armor, we have 3 ways to get it. Let's test the first method here, which is killing mobs that spawn wearing it. But you need a lot of luck for these items to drop. After 10 minutes of searching and using up more than a stack of rockets, I found the mobs. I found 2 skeletons with a complete armor set. But I didn't get this in time. Maybe we'll have better luck in the nether. That's because you can also find this armor in chests in some structures like fortresses. But this method is also very difficult to get a complete set of armor. And the third option will only be easy thanks to this farm that has already been built on the server. Look at all these emeralds we have here. I'm going to need a lot of emeralds to trade with the villagers. But don't think it'll be easy because each villager will only trade one part of the armor. It's very rare to get a complete set from one villager. After spending some time trading, I managed to get the helmet, pants, and chest plate. Our first mission was completed, which was to get a complete set of chainmail armor. And for sure, this took a lot of work, but to get the rarest armor in Minecraft, we still need to complete 5 more challenges, with the next one being to try to get the rarest blueprint of all. There's less than 1% chance of this item appearing in the chests of ancient cities, and as preparation for our adventure, I took some totems of undying, because these will be important to prevent us from dying. I also got some sugarcane and gunpowder to make fireworks and fly as far as possible to find ancient cities. After finding the coordinates, I started digging down very carefully to avoid falling and taking fall damage. Well, being careful didn't help at all. But now let's start opening all these chests to find that rare blueprint. Guys, I was hopeful it would be on the first try. I started opening all these chests in the ancient city, but I was a bit distracted and I didn't notice that a bunch of wardens were spawning. So I almost died several times. Guys, just 1 heart, help! This took a while, so to speed things up, I'll complete the next challenge, which is to try to get all possible enchantments to put on armor. That's because one of my goals here is also to make god tier armor, and for that we need all the enchantments. So I got our armor, threw it on the enchantment table, and tried to get as many enchantments as this table could give us. Unfortunately, it's not much, guys, but it will help. Okay, I'm going down to Vigil's base because he had a bunch of enchanted books, and I'm going to grab as many as possible to speed up the process. Then I started mixing all the possible books on the anvil until our XP ran out. And after all that work, we didn't even get half of the enchantments we needed. So I'll have to look for other ways to get these enchanted books, and I know the best option for sure is with the villagers. But unfortunately, all of these here already have professions, and we're already traded with them. So I flew out to find a village. When I got there, I started placing lecterns on the ground so they would start trading enchanted books. But here, the villagers also trade enchantments that we don't need. But dealing with it here is much easier. You just have to break the workstation and place it again, and they'll reset the trade. I killed a villager! No. After accidentally killing a villager, I decided to look for another village so the trades wouldn't get too expensive. And since this new village had a lot more villagers, it was much easier to get the enchantments. I'll need 3 of these books here, and after a lot of work trading with these villagers, we're finally just missing 1 more protection book to put on the armor pieces. Look, this one sells it. We're so lucky. So I picked all the books that are possible in this version, and to make the god tier armor, there's still 1 thing missing. But now I'm going to show you how our exploration in the ancient cities is going. I decided to switch to a different ancient city, and that was definitely the best decision I made. Oh my god, this chest was loaded. Wow, there were 2 golden apples and also the silence blueprint. Since we had a blueprint, I needed some diamonds and also some slate stones to be able to multiply it on the crafting table. Now, if you think we can just come here and combine the 2 pieces, you're wrong, because we need to choose an ore. And among the 9 ore options, we have to put in this armor. The hardest one to get is netherite for sure. So these items right here, I got them in the challenge where I also got this signal. So now we come out here in the desert and use this cactus to get rid of these duplicated items. And to do the new netherite mining, I had to stay at the mob trap. I got a bunch of gunpowder sand and crafted TNTs for us to mine, because our goal now is to get 16 ancient debris. This place right here must have been fully explored, so here's the plan. I'll move far from here so we can mine and create the biggest Minecraft explosion. I'll explode a pack of TNT all at once, guys. And this part isn't too complicated. We just need to dig a tunnel with 2 blocks of height and then place the TNTs, skipping 2 or 3 blocks while jumping. Are you ready for the biggest explosion on this server? I hope it doesn't crash, because if it does, the folks will be pretty upset with me. But here we go. It's starting. Oh, it went so wrong. Wow, I miscalculated. Only 4 TNTs exploded. Let's pretend like nothing happened. Now here goes a pack of TNT exploding. Nope, not again. I'll just blow everything up all at once. Let's get out of here since my plan didn't work out so well. I decided to ignite all the TNTs at once. Yeah, great. Our whole adventure in the Nether only yielded 8 debris. I had to go through the whole process again, being AFK at the farm, and now if I don't get the rest of the debris, I'll go crazy. Crafting TNT, blowing up the Nether, and collecting everything we need. It's no use having such a rare item to keep it in the end chest. So I'm going to create a super secure base for it. Wow, I'm taking damage from the armor. That's crazy. I just want to break this thing. There we go. I did it. I dug 50 blocks to the side so we can stay far away from our base. I broke the beacon and also went to the iron farm to get more ore to set up the beacon somewhere else. I started digging a space to create a super secure room to store our armor. Now here's the deal. I want to line everything with obsidian. The good news is that I won't have to gather all this obsidian by mining it, because right here, there's a chest full of obsidian. I started by placing obsidian on the floor, ceiling, and walls with a double layer. This is to ensure that no one will enter our base. But of course, just using obsidian isn't enough. That's why I need to get one more thing to increase the protection of this place. For now, this is just a bubble elevator. Creating the teleporter is easy. Put a trapdoor, a redstone wire connected to a button. Now throw an ender pearl down here. And when you press this button, we'll be teleported. Connected to this button here, I'll create the same system so we can exit this room. But our work isn't done yet. This is the ceiling of our room. And now I want to dig a space to put an Elder Guardian. Look, if we go straight in this direction about 500 blocks or so, there's an ocean temple. So just build a huge bridge and a mega rail. It was actually pretty quick because the temple is really close to my base. And it's a straight shot to make it even easier. We're getting there to our base. I'm happy because the creature is coming. Oh my god, I fell off the bridge. It worked on the first try. Nice. I just want to test something. See if the slowness effect happens when we're here. No, it doesn't detect us from this distance. So our base is secure. Another objective completed. And now it's time to upgrade the rarity level of our armor to make it god tier. My first step was to leave an elytra at the map spawn. Returning to my base, I stored all the items in the chests. I left the server and then had to download this map to put it on my PC. Great. Now I just have to log in because we'll have to play a bit in single player mode. Now I realize it might have been easier to leave these items at the spawn, but oh well. I had to go to our XP farm because the goal now is to try to get 100 levels. This farm worked quite well because in just 40 minutes, we reached 100 levels. I thought it would take much longer. So now we're going to take a little trip back in time. And for that, I'll remove all the items from the newer versions of my inventory. I'll only take the enchanted books and the armor that we are going to transform into the forbidden armor of the game. Now, your next step is to enter version 1.14.2 and create a new map if you don't already have one. Then you'll need to open the folder for the 1.20 world, which contains all our items. Next to it, open the folder for the world we just created in version 1.14.2. We're going to copy that level.dat file from the 1.20 world to the 1.14.2 world. You'll notice that the 1.14.2 world is now showing as if it's from 1.20. But don't worry, that's a good sign. It means it worked, and you can now enter your map. And now that we are in the right version, I can craft the god tier armor. To do that, we had to combine multiple enchanted books into the piece of armor we want. But the more enchantments you put on a book or a piece of armor, the more expensive it becomes. Guys, the XP wasn't enough, so I'll have to go back to version 1.14. Returning is easy. Just copy that file from 1.14 to 1.20. Okay, the 1.20 items are still here, but we have a little problem. We couldn't combine everything. The boots are godly, but we could only make those with 100 levels. Since we messed up, I had to go back to the XP farm and get a bunch of levels to finish the rest of the armor. But this time, I'll be careful not to have to keep going back all the time. Let's time travel by transferring the 1.20 file to version 1.14. This time, I got 130 XP levels to avoid going back all the time, because that's too much work. And look, we finally have here the God tier armor. I transferred the files again, and I spawned underground. Now the mission is to take this armor to the server, and to do that, I'll build a nether portal. Put the shulker box there with all the items we want to transfer. I'll transfer the nether from the single player world to the server. Haha, there's a pickaxe. I dropped here and the shulker box we left with the God tier armor. Okay, it worked, folks. Oh, I'm happy, dude. Now it's time to make our God tier armor even rarer. I came here to this table, put the template, also put the armor here. And finally, we got the achievement of making this armor. And look at this. This armor is very, very beautiful. Oh my god. It may not be the strongest, but it's the rarest of them all. Who's crazy enough to make armor like this? Only me. And now comes the test. God tier chainmail armor versus full netherite armor. Let's have a PvP match to see if our armor can win. The rules are as follows. Stop hitting when the opponent's totem breaks. No golden apple allowed, just the totem and the sword. Let me put on my armor here. That's it. 3, 2, 1, let's go! I swear, the result of this armor surprised me. What? If we are using this armor, the only way to beat someone with netherite armor is if the person is without a chest plate. But then, the protections will be the same. That's how I got the rarest armor in Minecraft. Click on the video that's appearing on the screen, and I'm sure you'll like it too.